You know what we ought to do real quick? We ought to have George watch Thriller, the 10-minute version, and do like a mini reaction to what he's seen so far and where he thinks it fits in.
Yeah.
Have you seen Thriller, George?
Another makeup artist that I love.
Like the
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
There's a music video, right?
But it's like a 10-minute short film.
The music video.
I don't know. I think I might have seen it.
We should watch that. Do you want to do that now?
I mean, I'm down. It's on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Trav. Pass me the controller.
Welcome to a very special edition of the Remedial Film Class podcast, as our spring outbreak takes a slight detour out of cinema and into the short film / music video era. Travis, you were sentient during all this. What was it like in the 80s when this thing came out?
It was pandemonium. I remember the anticipation of this video coming out. They did like a midnight release. They did commercials leading up to it. They would just show the logo. No one knew what it was. No one knew what it was going to become. But it was definitely a lot of hype. It's pretty cool. I remember staying up late. I wasn't allowed to, and I stayed up late to watch it.
What is it?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Oh, I thought you already mentioned it.
Nope.
Michael Jackson's Thriller, which kind of fits very well into our little show here.
I would think so.
I don't think we'll be doing any of his other videos because they don't really fit in our genres.
Some of them are kind of scary.
This one takes everything I loved about movies and puts it in a 13-minute video.
Now, don't say anything else. George, have you ever seen this in its full uncut glory?
No, not the full thing.
Okay, so we're not going to tell you anything else. Go ahead, enjoy Thriller.
Okay, move over. Let me sit on the couch.
So,
Are we going to hold hands?
He might need to. It's kind of scary. All right, so enjoy Michael Jackson's Thriller. Read the disclaimer in the Michael Jackson voice. It makes it better. And I'll talk to you in 10 minutes when it's over.
Okay, so I know the name John Landis.
Oh, you've heard of John Landis.
Is he
Oh, there's so much good about this video.
It's so good, man.
Is John Landis American Werewolf?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There's so much. You know what I noticed for the first time?
What's that?
Dan, I'm going to have to look it up. When they're in the movie theater and she gets up and leaves and he finishes eating some popcorn and then gets up and leaves, it looks like there's a few celebrities in the theater. I think Forey Ackerman is actually sitting right behind him. That'd be kind of cool. I'll have to look that up. He's the guy who produced the Monsters of Filmland magazine.
Yeah, no, Forrest Ackerman.
So
he's definitely there. He's credited as the man in movie theater. At least on the IMDb.
As soon as I saw him, I'm like, I think that's Forey. I met him. Cool. And do you recognize the awesome voice? The rapper?
No.
Darkness falls across the land.
No.
That's the great Vincent Price. This was a rap way before rap was ever rap.
Well, no, rap was the thing. But this was the
rap was a thing.
This was the first time a man of that race and that age ever tried to rap in public.
And did a damn good job.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like his laugh at the end. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of the rap in the middle, but you know what? If I think of it as a speech and not a rap, I like it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. A commentary, maybe?
It's a poem. Poems, everyone. Poems.
Poem. It's a poem. It's not a rap.
It's a poem. Yeah. So, George, this fits into our recent spring break onslaught of outbreaks and such things.
Mm-hmm.
How you liking them zombies?
Better than anything we've watched.
Yeah, I mean... They're good zombies. There was one blue one.
There was a blue one, but she at least had like shading and contours and some bone structure. The makeup artist is another name you should know.
Who is?
It's a small art house in California, Rick Baker, who did the werewolf stuff in American Werewolf.
Okay. I saw a lot of American Werewolf.
He's won about 7 Oscars. Did he win? I think he won a Grammy for this as a makeup artist.
He should have won all the awards because this is a fantastic movie. And it's only 12 minutes long or whatever.
You know what's funny? The thing with John Landis is he always, in every one of his movies, whether it's a poster or somebody says it, somewhere in his movie, someone mentions "See you next Wednesday." It's like a trope. It's a John Landis trope.
Yeah.
So I remember watching. I think I saw 2 of his movies when this came out. So I didn't even know who he was back then. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I think we talk about that in our podcast. But when I got older and I realized that it's in here as well.
Yeah.
And they say it after what's her name gets killed by the werewolf or the werecat.
Yeah, werecat, kind of an interesting decision to make it the same but different. I think
in the making of, they discuss why he went with that and not a full-on werewolf.
Oh, George, you have to watch the making of Thriller, which is also on YouTube.
Oh, it's amazing.
I remember watching it as a child, and it's just like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I watched it way too much.
It's the best way that any 8-year-old kid can see something full of bladders and not turn out weird. A lot of bladders in that movie. The making of.
No, the making of was one of the reasons why I wanted to be a makeup artist. Like just watching the process and the sketches and then watching how they make things happen. Like that. When I was growing up, everybody was like, "How did you grow up watching these movies?" And I said, I was never scared of them because you know how they're made.
Yeah.
So, Rick Baker was just like Tom Savini for me.
Yeah.
There were the big 3. It was Rick Baker, Tom Savini, Stan Winston.
So what do you think, George? I mean, it doesn't have quite the plot of an hour and a half movie, but it does cover a lot of ground, and you see some stuff that you've only, really, some of it had only ever been seen in Zombie the Fulci one. Some of the coming out of the ground and crypt stuff is more Italian than it is American.
Oh.
If you notice. We haven't seen that in any of the Romero stuff yet.
No.
Yeah, my biggest thing was that I noticed right in the beginning, when the werecat was transforming, I was like, oh, that's this is just like American Werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see John Landis' name at the end. Then the iconic movie theater scene with Michael Jackson eating popcorn. I've seen that a million times on social media.
I use it twice a week. Thank you. Political discussions on Facebook.
It's like,
yep.
I don't know why. Why did I never put 2 and 2 together? I've seen the music part of this movie,
right?
The dancing, all the zombies in the street, kind of doing the same dance. I've seen that, and I'm like, how did I not
see the beginning?
Well, how did I not realize that meme or that GIF is from Thriller? I just never did.
It's hilarious.
So,
I did come to one conclusion when I was watching this, Dan.
What's that?
The beginning part should have been in black and white.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think the part with the car and her with the poodle skirt and all that, I think that all should have been black and white.
It would have played better to nerds, but I think non-old movie fans would have been like, oh, black and white. But I think you're right. It would have played awesome. There should be a black and white cut that we should be able to get somewhere. Because that would be great.
Yeah, because it totally screams like I was a teenage werewolf.
Well, in this way, it just kind of screams Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf. But yeah, and you know what? How old's this? 1983.
1983.
83. Okay, so it holds the fuck up.
Yeah, it sure does.
I mean, we're talking almost 40 years ago, and it's as relevant and as perfect as it was then. It's so ahead of its time. Like, I'm just watching it. I'm going, there's not one mistake. I can't find anything.
And it's also like kind of ballsy to release like a 12, 13-minute music video.
It was unheard of. And
Has that ever been done again? Like
yeah,
Black
people
or
followed
White?
suit.
I mean,
He did a
it
few.
again.
He did a few after this.
Remember the Time?
But
Is
he had the
pretty good.
money. Yeah, Remember the Time was like I think a 9-minute video, and Smooth Criminal was a long one.
Oh, I mean Moonwalker.
He just kept doing
dude. Can we watch? Can we
Moonwalker, yeah.
watch Moonwalker? Is that curriculum appropriate?
I don't know.
Oh man.
All I know is this movie is better than half the shit I've seen that are 2 hours long. Like it's as perfect today as it was then.
Now, to be fair, it's a lot easier to hit all the right notes for 12 minutes when you don't have to sustain a plot for as long. But then,
I would pay a lot of money to see John Landis' 2-hour version of this movie.
but then the goopy zombie with the goop coming out shows up, and I'm just like, I love this movie. And then the guy's arm comes off, and I know what you guys are gonna quote.
Got an arm off.
There you go.
But you know what? There's a lot of, you should appreciate that for what it is, because that's all tropey homages. Like,
Yeah, no, it's great.
The-
I love
the-
it. 100%
the tour-
love. Big hearts.
yeah, the Tor zombie was in there. Tor, the big fat bald zombie was walking. And I'm like,
Yep.
oh, there's Tor from Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Right.
And the Hershey syrup as blood coming out of the one's mouth. Like, that's
so
total.
goopy.
Yeah, it's goopy, but it's what they used in black and white movies. They would use Hershey syrup as the blood.
I love
So it's
goopy
like-
zombie. I think it's gross. And then like the neon
arm falling
colory
off
one.
was sweet.
Neon color zombie is cool. Crypt
Mhm.
zombie, which is I think Rick Baker, right? Opening the crypt
Yes.
door, like
And they were able to do the dance trope, and it's fine. It doesn't stick out as corny like, the pie in the faces. To me, that was corny, but this completely anywhere they wanted to go funny, they could.
Is it
'Cause
supposed to be
Landis is
funny? I
so
thought it
good
was
at it.
supposed to be scary dancing. Like, ooh,
Uh,
they're dancing. Ooh, scary.
No, I don't think they were trying to be funny, but I mean, obviously, most of the post 1970 zombie movies, they have at some point there's some kind of musical number. It's not always like singing and dancing. Like in Shaun of the Dead, they do the jukebox beating. There's always a reference to some kind of musical, whether it's them walking in Shaun of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead, they're walking. There's even scenes in Walking Dead where we were talking about it earlier, where they do musical reference, but it's not in a corny way. So to me, it just doesn't take you out of it. Even though they're dancing, I'm cool with it because they never take you out of the story with it. So I'm good with it.
So George, where does Thriller now rank? Having just seen it once, compared to a Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead zombie, like where in our journey are you gonna rank it?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Did you like it more than Night of the Living Dead? I gotta know, because I know Night of the Living Dead was a hard sell for you.
More than Night, yeah, probably.
Did you like it more than Dawn?
No.
Good. But I would have been okay with it if you said yes, because it's really good. Like, it's remarkable how well it holds up over time.
If these zombies were in Dawn, I'd be in that boat.
Yeah.
I would be in that boat.
Yeah, I'm not like the thing about it is it's just not long enough.
Right.
Like I like Dawn so much because of all of the challenges that the characters go through
Mm-hmm.
that kind of set the stage and they're the challenges that you're going to see all the characters go through and all the good zombie movies following. This again was like I don't want to say like straightforward, but it was just zombies.
It was
wasn't-
classic.
Yeah, it was classic. So like that's why like for me Dawn, I get it. I get why Dawn is so beloved because it took that zombie genre to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
This is still first level zombie. Like everything that we've watched
On purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, if you're talking about like, I don't know, the transformation is like awesome. Like probably, better than anything
And it's
I've
so
seen.
beautifully shot.
Yeah, I mean,
It's better than, oh my God, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, just the way, like, I don't know. When I was watching it, like, just the way Michael Jackson moves. I mean, I know this has nothing to do with zombies, but like, it really is amazing the way he moves.
Mhm.
And I'm not even just talking about like
The choreography
dancing,
fits.
like when the musical number starts, and it's just him and his girlfriend walking down the street, and he's kind of
He's
like
walking to the beat.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's like also there's like this one part where he like kind of like zombie walks up behind her, and it's like, oh haha, that's funny, and I'm like, yo, he just knows how to make his body do shit like the right way, like
Dan's
it's
biting
just
his tongue.
No, he's great.
No,
I mean,
I-
yeah, I totally understand.
He's right. He's
yeah,
absolutely
no,
right. Yeah.
Yeah. No. And when he sees the making of Thriller and he watches that scene choreographed in a gym, or like I guess in a dance studio, I don't know, I don't dance, but
Yeah.
in front of a big mirror
There's a lot that goes behind it.
with the actual
lot of-
choreographer guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. And
Yeah.
his zombie approach, I mean, when he's actually in full face makeup and not dancing, but just kind of being
He's
scary.
a bit scary.
He's right up
Yeah.
there with
Yeah.
Flyboy, top zombie, top tier zombie.
Yep.
Man, they should make a movie with Michael Jackson as the lead. Oh wait, they did. Can we watch
Now they did.
Moonwalker? I really want to watch
Not
Moonwalker.
tonight.
Is that an actual like full length?
It's
movie?
an hour and a half movie, and it should not
It's an
be.
hour and a half movie.
It should not be.
Oh. Oh,
It is
okay.
the Metallica. The thing that should not be was actually written about Moonwalker. They didn't know it because
Oh,
it
okay.
came out before the movie, but it turns out
Okay.
retroactively they've now said the thing that should not be is that movie.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
But he was in The Wiz, so
he was in The Wiz, and that was
Um,
really good. We should watch that.
you
for
could-
real. Hmm.
like what George was saying about Michael Jackson and his approach. This kind of thing is what makes me nuts about lazy actors in a movie.
Yeah.
Because I sit there and I watch what he's able to do with the unwritten word. It's not even the stuff he's saying in the song. Yeah, his speaking voice is not ideal, but what he's doing with his body and what he's doing, he's emoting. And when you emote, you don't have to be saying anything.
Yeah.
So he's doing the work as a singer that most actors don't do.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating when you see somebody who obviously loves the material, loves the genre, loves the homage, and is putting everything into it that you would expect somebody who's in a George Romero movie to put into it. Like when you hear again,
And when they don't, it's annoying.
it's annoying. Like when
Yeah.
you hear people talk about, I'm zombie 1437 in episode 12 of The Walking Dead season 4. And you go to that scene and you watch that and they're like, that person's putting every fucking effort they can into the fact that they're a zombie.
Yeah.
They don't have any lines. They don't have anything, but they have zombie school. They learn how to walk. They learn how to do all that shit. And that's the extra version of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And when I see a speaking part in a Romero movie and they aren't giving it that much respect, it annoys the shit out of me. Even if they're community theater, even if they're a high school teacher, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You have a job to do. You have words to say.
Friend of the
Period.
director.
Friend of the
Yeah.
director, the nepotism, whatever. You have a job. Someone's putting money into this. They're paying you. Maybe they're not paying you, but you're going to be credited. Put the effort in. Put a good product on film and be done with it. He took
Yeah.
this 13-minute movie and made it more relevant than half the shit that has come out in the last 20 years. And to me, that's what happens when you love what you're doing.
Yeah. That's what happens when you put John Landis and Michael Jackson together.
Damn right. Damn
Holy
right.
shit.
John Landis, the man.
And again, watch the making of. There's some really fun, just them hanging out, being weird. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a weird dynamic, but the two of them, you can tell they just get on like gangbusters, man.
Yeah.
They hit it off.
I
and-
definitely will.
And may I take note, this was uploaded 11 years ago. There are 734 million views.
I mean, I'm probably at least 50 of those because my kids love that video, man.
Holy crap.
734 million.
734 million views.
It's like more than twice the number of people that live in the United States.
Damn. That means everybody in this world has watched it twice. Or in
No,
this,
then
in this
it would be
country
like-
has
then
watched
it
it
would be like
twice.
12 billion.
Yeah. Everybody in
Yes.
this country has watched it at least 2.5 times.
I've watched it 1.5 times at least.
There you go.
You're gonna watch it again.
I didn't even know it.
You might need to
You'll-
show it to
you'll-
your kid, because not yet, but well, maybe. How old's your
Not
kid?
yet.
No. It's gonna be 5 soon.
Yeah. What the heck? Throw her in the deep end. You'll know right away if it's too scary, because that getaway part is so scary that
Yeah.
you'll know. Time to turn it off.
Yeah.
And apologize to Meg.
Get away. Yeah. God, I remember this being so big that they played it every hour after the premiere. They played it every hour on the hour. So every 13 minutes of every hour they were watching this video. And then it got to like maybe a couple weeks later, they had an edited version that didn't have the beginning or the breaking through the house scene. So then it became like a 3-minute video, which they played.
That I've seen.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, the premiere was ridiculous. Thanks, Dan. I needed that little bit.
Well, it's certainly, it's off the beaten path of what we were going for, but it fits perfectly in between Zombie and Day of the Dead. So what better way to spend a couple minutes than seeing some of the best zombies ever put on film?
Agreed.
Well, thank you for joining us on this very special edition of the Remedial Film Class Podcast. We'll be back very shortly with George Romero's Day of the Dead. Speaking of great acting, I sent you a link to The Mutilator, the Fall Break movie. Skip to that timestamp, 11:45. I want you to meet the convenience store clerks who I've talked about a couple of times. Talk about your, hey, we got to use a convenience store. Okay, you can be in the movie. What do we call it? Transactional acting?
Nepotism?
Yeah,
Like transactional. Yeah, that's right.
this is maybe the best example in cinema.
Wow, I'm seeing credits still. Is that right?
Yeah, it's just the opening scene there in the convenience store.
Is that Ash's car?
God,
Looks like Ash's car. But in blue, not yellow.
this movie is wonderful and terrible. And the music, going on.
Sounds like a sitcom.
It's totally like a Full House intro.
Yeah. So they start off the movie with the worst actor in the movie?
Yeah,
Is that
right
your
at like the 11:50 mark.
Right at the get-go?
Yeah, 11:45 or so, 11:50. He's gonna talk to the clerk and make a deal with him to get a better price on beer.
Oh my god, who's the douche with the sweatshirt tied around his neck?
Dude, it's douches all the way down in this movie.
There's some daggery going on in this movie. I can tell already. Yeah, he's the director's brother.
But when they leave,
Oh my god.
isn't that amazing? Oh my god.
She's terrible too.
Yeah.
The two of them. They came as a pair, I guess. I'm gonna watch this movie tonight, I think.
You should. It's a romp. I love it, but you got to go into it knowing what you're gonna get into.
All right.